Imagine waking up tomorrow liberated from the 9-to-5 grind and building a thriving career doing what you love. Before I became self-employed, before I built my online business, I was trapped in a soul-sucking 9-to-5 job for about 10 years. This video is for you if you are dreaming of a career where you make the rules. In this video, I'll share the exact roadmap that I use to free myself from my 9-to-5 and to turn something that most people think of as just a side hustle into my full-time income. From setting clear income goals to overcoming the inevitable obstacles, I'm going to share actionable steps you can take to make this dream a reality. My goal is for you to wake up excited each day, to work on your terms and to pursue your passions without constraints or limitations. The big mission and vision behind what I do is for people to decide or realize that the typical structure of a corporate 9-to-5 is not for them and actually have an option to leave that behind. It's my dream for those people who don't feel that they fit the 9-to-5 mold to pursue a different path. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do. So number one, you got to choose your hustle. What service are you going to offer the marketplace? My first step, and this is going to clear up a lot of confusion, so thank me later, is to choose a service-based business first. Service-based businesses are like freelance work, design work, consulting, coaching. They're considered one-to-one services. And choosing a service-based business, at least to begin with, gives you a really unique advantage that you might not get if you were to immediately pursue an online business, e-commerce business, or a traditional brick and mortar business. There's a few reasons why a service-based business is the quickest way to escape your 9-to-5, and I'll explain why. So a service-based business allows you to get online, build a website, pay some initial fees, and start marketing your services and getting clients with very initial upfront investment. So take something that you already have a passion for, whether it's writing, designing, speaking to people, coaching, giving advice. You literally take that skill set and you start marketing it online. And the fees for creating a website and maybe activating a LinkedIn premium membership or joining some type of association where you can pitch clients, think of how much cheaper that is going to be versus investing in a brick and mortar store where you have inventory and rent and all of these upfront costs. Now, there's a lot of ways to make money online. They are billed as passive income. I make money through passive income via online courses, coaching, and community, but that is not an overnight thing. That takes time to build out, and it's less likely that you're going to be able to leave your 9-to-5 tomorrow and replace it with passive income online or maybe passive income with real estate. Certain investments are a long-term play. They should 100% be part of your overall goal. I know I'm living that dream right now of selling digital products online, but I didn't start there. I started with a service-based business offering freelance writing services and marketing consulting services one-to-one to clients who had the budget to pay me. I immediately started making money in exchange for my time, and that allowed me to leave my 9-to-5, ditch the boss, and live life on my own terms, create my own schedule. That is a miracle for so many people to just be able to say, I don't make my money from a W-2. I don't have someone signing my paychecks. I make money directly from the people I choose to work with. There's something very liberating about that. Service-based businesses are also super flexible and scalable. You really do get to call the shots, decide how much you want to work and how much you want to make. One of my freelance writing mentors said to me, freelancing is like a faucet. You can turn on and off. And I found that to be so true throughout the 5 years now that I've been freelancing full time. There have been times where I have strategically chosen to take on less work and make less money because I was valuing other things at the time, like my peace of mind, my mental health. So, that obviously also helps that I don't live a lifestyle that's above my means so that I can choose to scale back when I want to. But you have to get clear on your priorities and what's really important to you. Because if I prioritized Netflix and Uber Eats and wearing designer stuff versus my freedom, I wouldn't be able to make that decision. It takes ruthless prioritization and self-discipline to be able to make that type of sacrifice. And that was something I was willing to do because freedom and autonomy means so much more to me than flexing and looking good to other people. Service-based businesses can be so lucrative and can have that autopilot feel or that recurring revenue feel because if you build a strong relationship with a client, that relationship compounds interest. They want to keep you on for longer. They don't want to train someone else to do what you've been doing for them. They might like you. They might really, look forward to the work that you're doing for them, and they'll hire you or they'll keep you on a month-to-month basis, which is really good for you because then you won't have to go out and hustle as much for clients. You will spend less time marketing and selling your services because you have these quote-unquote anchor clients that give you recurring monthly work. Also, having a service-based business allows you to pivot and adapt so quickly. Even though I've always stayed in the realm of tech writing, like writing for software and technology brands and startups, I have pivoted my focused several times. I focused on marketing technology, on sales technology. When I see the market changing, I've pivoted my services so that I could still stay relevant and needed in my industry. For example, in tech, we had crazy layoffs these past couple of years, and there's so much turnover. And me catching on to that trend allowed me to tailor my package and actually come to my clients and say, hey, I was working for your chief marketing officer. I know you laid that person off. Here's a package that I'm offering where I can still provide service to you and kind of adapt to the marketing strategy that you're using right now. And me being adaptable and flexible and being able to pivot and change because I'm calling the shots allows me to hold on to those relationships and still provide value to my client. Now, the next thing you're going to do is set your income goal first and start planning. And that might seem absurd. Like, Christine, I don't even know if I can do this. Why are you telling me to set my income goal? This is so key. And this is what so many freelancers get wrong. It's one of the most eye-opening exercises I do with my freelance students is to set the income goal first, decide how much you want to make, and then every other action plan, decision that you will make will bleed out from that first. It's a way of being strategic where you're working with the end in mind. We need to set goals and be strategic, or else we're never going to meet those goals that we don't set. So what I recommend that my freelance students do is take one big income goal, let's say $60,000 to $70,000 per year. Then you're going to break that income goal down into a month-to-month income. So if your income goal is $5,000 to $7,000 per month, well, what services and at what price would you have to offer those services to how many clients each month in order to make that monthly goal that gets you to the yearly goal? When you set the big goal and then break it into small chunks and really get your hands around how you're going to make this work financially. And the mistake that freelancers make is that they'll just say, I want to make more money, or I just want to, I want to make a full-time income. What's a full-time income to you? I know for me, when I first decided to do this, I set my income goal of about $50,000, and that was in 2019, and I met and exceeded that goal. Also, putting your goals in writing makes them tangible. It gets it out of your head onto paper, and it provides that accountability and that visibility that you can look at the goal and remind yourself that it's there and that you're working toward it every day. You want to also put deadlines on each of those goals. So I'll just give you a prime example. When I first decided I was going to become a freelancer and I was learning about all this content on YouTube and following all the instructions for building my website and creating my portfolio, I went to TJ Maxx and literally bought a planner, and I put a deadline on each task. It's like, I'm going to give myself exactly 5 days to build a website. Then I'm going to build my portfolio piece and have that done by this date. Obviously, this shows you how non-tech savvy I was. I was using a paper planner, which I would never advise anyone to do today. I do everything on Asana, which is a free project management software. But having those timely goals, having deadlines on my goals ensured that I was consistently moving forward. On top of setting our goals, we also need to get clear on our obstacles. I know this sounds weird, but stay with me. What are the obstacles that you know are probably going to get in your way in this process? If we can list them out and come up with ways we can overcome them, we're way more likely to be prepared when those obstacles hit. So do you get shiny object syndrome? Do you tend to get overwhelmed, flustered, and just give up when you don't understand something? Do you tend to start things and not finish them? Be real with yourself. Acknowledge your shortcomings in the past. And if you're still vulnerable to those shortcomings, I want you to write them down and make a plan for how you're going to push past them this time. Don't let your past self dictate what your future self can be. Just because you struggled in school, just because you couldn't sit still in a classroom, just because you hated reading in the past, stop identifying with this old version of you that failed at certain tasks. It doesn't mean you're going to fail in the same way. You learn from your past mistakes and you make a plan for how that's not going to happen this time. The next thing you should do is something I call picking your problems, okay? You might have seen this. It's like a meme on Instagram. It's like kind of a motivational quote where it's like, pick your hard. Going to the gym is hard, but then having a health crisis because of your weight is also hard. Putting in the work in your relationship and learning communication skills is hard, but so is a divorce and being estranged from your family. Pick your hard, if you've seen that quote. And what I call it is pick your problems, because on this freelance journey, you are going to encounter obstacles and setbacks and quote unquote problems. There's going to be parts that suck. It's going to suck when you don't understand how to do your taxes, or you get hit with a big tax bill that's happened to me. It's gonna suck when your long-term retainer client randomly ghosts you even though they were raving about your work 1 minute. It's gonna suck when your pipeline is completely dry and you don't have any prospects and you don't know how you're gonna get paid that month. There's going to be certain struggles, and you have to decide now, is the pain of those issues or are those inconveniences, are those headaches more worth it to you than the problem you're trying to escape now? Because I know for me, the pain of working a 9 to 5 and the anxiety and the commuting and the politics and the weight gain from not being able to go to the gym and all the stress eating, the havoc it was wreaking on my mental health and my well-being. When I look at that as a package and then I look at the headaches that I deal with now as an online business owner, as a freelancer, as somebody who's self-employed, I am consciously picking these problems over here. Freelancing and the uncertainty and the instability and the panic that sometimes happens as we build resilience on this road, this is the problem that I'm picking. And when you reframe it like that, you stop becoming a victim to all these issues. Oh, this isn't working out. I don't think this is for me. No. You're choosing this problem over here versus the headache that a quote unquote secure job that you're comfortable at is going to give you. So pick your problems and you will be able to push past those headaches initially. Understand that you have more time than you think you do. I'm going to give you some tough love, and I hope that this comes across as kind, but you're complaining about not having enough time right now, but you still manage to scroll on Instagram for 2 hours a day and you're up to date on your favorite Netflix show. Now, I'm not one of these people online who's saying like, every minute that you're watching TV, you could be working. At the end of the day, we want to be productive with our energy, right? If you know you're sharper at the beginning of the day and your brain is absolutely fried at night, maybe making yourself work more just for the sake of feeling productive isn't going to be super strategic. But I just want you to take an inventory of the scrolling, the watching the political stuff, watching the news. You do have spare time to do that stuff. It is taking your time. So when you say that you can't come home after work and put in the work to do the pitching or to build your online presence, you're making a choice. Maybe it doesn't feel good to have to work still after you get home from your 9 to 5 to build your dream, but does it feel good knowing that you're stuck in your 9 to 5 but that you still have time to scroll on Instagram? I don't think so. We need to be willing to make uncomfortable sacrifices in the short term, knowing that it's for a long-term ultimate purpose. Making sacrifices and having delayed gratification, like maybe cutting back on expenses so you can save money, it doesn't feel good at the time, but it's something you have to do for the long term. Being able to embrace delayed gratification, you're setting yourself up for a future where maybe you're not going to have to work this hard and hustle at this moment. In freelancing, sometimes I'll just decide like, today is just going to be a day where I'm not going to get anything done and I'm just going to accept that. Let me go walk around TJ Maxx, Marshalls. Then there's other days where I am literally hustling from morning until night and I don't close my laptop till 9. It's just part of the game. The other thing is that you have to stop waiting for the perfect time. I hate to break it to you, but there is never going to be a perfect time to do this. You have two options, okay? You can burn the boats and go all in like I did. That worked for me because having the pressure and having my back up against the wall and being able to devote 100% of my effort and time to building a freelance business allowed me to start making an income 4 months after I began this journey, okay? So first client within 30 days, full-time income within 4 months of pitching freelance clients, right? So you can go that route or you can set a deadline, okay? Maybe you can't leave your job at this exact moment, but set a deadline and say, I have until this date to be making a full-time income because I'm going to quit my job. There's never going to be an ideal time to do this, so you have to make a move before you're ready. Today, I shared strategic steps you can take to break free of your 9 to 5 and build your freelance empire. In my next video, I am going to be diving deep into this myth that you need to have a degree or a special certification to build your freelance business, start offering your services to clients. I'm going to dive into whether you really need more courses, whether you should get certified, whether you need to hone your skills before you can actually dive in and start offering your services. This is one of the biggest misconceptions in the freelance and online business world, so you are not going to want to miss this video. See ya.